Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this video is gonna be really just kind of an update on where I've been, what I've been doing thus far, how the trading journey is going. Um, and as well as a review of the trades that I've taken last week. The goal is to become more consistent with posting on here. I'm a trader, guys. Not necessarily a YouTuber, but I'm trying. Anyways, so let's get into it. All right. Pretty much, since the last time I've posted, I will show you guys. I have been passing accounts. I have been taking, doing the evals and doing passing these accounts, getting funded, all of that good stuff. Boom, 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 boom. And this is all for Top Step alone. I've also managed to pass 3 accounts with Apex. Um, Anyways, I'll talk about that a little bit later. Also, if you guys didn't know from my Instagram, I also have gotten paid, guys. I got funded, um, and I got paid. So that has been great. Um, where have we been since then? Um, so that payout, I got that payout, I believe like May 1st. Last week of April. I think it hit my account April like May 1st. And today we're in July. Um, and so I haven't gotten paid out yet since. And so let's talk about it. Um, there's just been a lot. I have obviously been consistently at the charts every single day, like you will see me there. I think what has been the case is that honestly I'm still trying to understand that myself. Like it's obvious like if you've done it once, you can do it again. So like what's the problem? What is holding you back? And I think it's easier um to say like hey it's simple, it's easier said than done. I think there's all of these things that I've been struggling with, but maybe if you look at the how I've been trading, the trades I've been taking, I think that would, what, let me show you guys what has been going on. Okay, so literally like last month I had 5 funded accounts. I had 5 accounts that were funded on Top Step, and I was trading them all. And I had 3 accounts that were funded on Apex. So I was like, boom, boom, boom. Like, I'm passing these accounts. Like, we're good. We're due for a payout. And so that was in my brain that, okay, like, obviously I have all of these accounts. I'm going to get paid. One of these accounts should pay me. Like, that just didn't happen. Um, one of my accounts from Apex, they told me, "Oh, you haven't been trading it enough," and so they took that account. And then another account from Apex, um, they took that one. They said, "Oh, I guess maybe the trade was left in overnight, and as per their rules, like you're not supposed to leave it overnight." That most probably that was an accident. I don't trade like after, once the market is closed, like I'm done. It's possible maybe I accidentally left in an order. I don't know. It doesn't let me see anything. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. Um, and then one of the accounts from Apex, I blew that. And then so Top Step, I have 2 accounts left. And so of those 5, 2 remain. And yeah, it's really been interesting. I thought this journey would look a lot different than it does. And you know what? Like that's okay. At the end of the day, like that's okay. It's not gonna look perfect. Um, So anyways, let's go through this. This was one of the accounts I got. I don't know when I got this account. I started trading on it in May, obviously. So, I was doing good the first month of May with this account. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, something happened in June that kind of just shook me. It kind of threw my confidence for a loop. And you don't really see it here. This is this month. But it threw my confidence for a loop, and I think you can see it more in this account. This account I was more so trading a little bit more. Oh no, it wasn't this one. I lied. It was another one that I blew. Okay, well you can't really see, but I was taking a bunch of trades in June and they just weren't, I guess I wasn't feeling very confident in my abilities. I was jinxing myself out of trades, like taking a bunch of dumb stuff in June. And so I went from feeling so confident about myself in May to getting to June and just like feeling like my confidence diminished, you know? Think enough. Oh, wow. It's possible that part of this, I don't know, there's a plethora of things that would have been the case for why I felt this way. But, I'm not gonna lie, the whole month of May, I was like, okay, I got my payout in April. When am I getting my next payout? That's all that was on my damn brain. Like, that was it. I think I threw out trading properly. Like, I threw out uh, the whole we're not trading for money, we're trading for, to execute our plan properly. And so yeah, so June, I think I was just like, wow, I didn't get my payout in May, and so June is June gonna go by and I'm not gonna get my payout? Like what the heck? And so a lot was going on. And then in the midst of this, left, right, and center, Apex was just tossing my accounts, which was making me feel even worse. Oh, it was so much. So anyways, yeah. Now I have two accounts. And I told myself that I'm not going to purchase any more accounts until I'm just not going to purchase any more accounts. I feel like I've spent so much money and energy on trying to buy these accounts, trying to get funded, and I'm not doing that anymore. Well, at least not for right now. So, my goal is to just limit my risk that I have been, that I have left in these accounts and utilize that to the best of my abilities because I'm not buying any more accounts. It's either these blow and then we buy more or nothing. So let's get into our trade review, right? We're gonna go over the trades that I took last week. Um, by the way, if you guys want to join along with me, I have started a 30-day, how do you, como se dice? I've started a 30-day challenge with myself, So the goal is throw money out the window, like not throw money out the window, but throw it out of our brains. We're not focusing on the money for 30 days. The goal is literally to execute my strategy, and that's it. That's it. That's the only requirement for this entire 30 days, and that's all my focus is going to be on. And I 100% believe without a doubt that the money comes when you're not focused on it. The money comes when you are least focused on it. And I think for the last few months, I've been so focused on a payout and so therefore I just haven't gotten one. The energy has been, where's the payout? Where's the payout? I'm choosing to believe and have faith that I will I will get my payout. The payout, like I'm already rich, so I'm not searching for a payout. I get payouts. That's just me. Okay? I'm choosing to believe that that is my reality. What I focus on as a profitable trader is making sure that every single day I come to these markets, I'm executing my strategy properly. But I'm making sure that I'm not having FOMO. I'm making sure that I'm aware of my emotions coming into the market and I'm aware of them leaving the market, meaning I'm journaling how I'm feeling. I'm journaling and trying to figure out what makes me tick. What do I need to kind of tighten the reins on a little bit so that this trading process can be as smoothly and as um yeah, as smoothly as possible. So, without further ado, let's get into our trade review. Okay, so this is Monday, July 13th. I took this trade and let's open it up and see what the heck is even going on here. Mm, wait a minute, what time was this even? Sorry. Oh, yes. Okay, so this was a trade I took in the evening, Monday the 13th. I guess I couldn't find anything in the daytime, so I was just like, you know what? Let's see what the night session got going on. And so, yeah, so this is what was going on for me. I took a short on M&Q, and I personally I wrote down in my journal that um let me see. This was the time. Oh my God, I just remembered. Ah, this is terrible. So, this was day one. This was literally day one of our 30-day challenge. And obviously I was like, okay, I'm trading with the trend. However, literally on our 4-hour time frame, I I saw like I had a line where I was like, we're obviously like consolidating in this zone. I don't really know if I want to take any trades in this zone for fear that it might reject. And what did I do? I was actually in that moment thinking like, hey, well, okay, so here's what I was thinking. I was thinking that this first time that we managed to break through this zone, I thought that that was going to happen again and it would continue. So I was like, well, maybe this consolidation that I drew out is not really valid and it's actually going to end up like it's going to end up continuing to sell. That was the logic. Okay? So I took the trade. I saw that we had made a zone. You know, we had made a zone and everything. Right? Right by the consolidation area, bro. Don't laugh, guys. So we made it a zone and everything. We had broke structure beautifully, bro. Like we just kept going. And I saw that at 8 o'clock, which I usually love to take trades at 8, but I was watching the market from before that, obviously, to see this zone come to be. Anyways, so I saw this zone pop up and I was like, oh my gosh, like we're shorting. I'm sure we're going to continue going down. So I was like, boom, I'm getting in on the short here. I felt so confident at the time that we were going to continue and I was going to be able to get a 1-to-1. In my head, I'm not even going to lie, the way that I draw out my stuff, I was like, boom, this is 1-to-2 material. This is 1-to-2 material. And we came and we rejected strongly from this zone. We started going in my direction a little bit just to boom, shoot me out. And so that was that trade. It obviously ended up losing. And yeah, I wrote down that, hey, actually, I don't think I executed properly because there was a consolidation zone and it literally bounced from that consolidation zone. I was literally like, I do not know. Yeah, I was assuming, and it's like it's not good to assume in these markets. If you want to execute flawlessly, you executing flawlessly is not trading where you think in an area where we have proven to bounce from. Anyways. Moving on. So moving on to our next trade. Um, oh, it's this way. So moving on to our next trade. This was the next day. This is Tuesday, July 14th. And so I again I actually think I was working. So if you see a lot of night trades, it's not that I don't trade in the day or maybe I didn't find anything. I think I was working. So anyways, I took another trade in the evening. This was at 9:50 p.m. and this trade won, obviously. This was a buy that I took. If you guys want to see the 1-hour chart, see what was. what I was seeing, see, clearly I was looking and seeing that we was doing some buy action here. See, boom, 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 boom. But yeah, and I think, yeah, I think I remember this too. Yeah, I wouldn't have gone above here. But yeah, so the 5 minute, I saw that we were in an uptrend, and I was like, okay, boom. If we're in an uptrend, my goal is to look for a setup in this uptrend. And so what I found was this right here. This was the setup. This was the beautiful setup that we saw, and we broke structure at this point here. So we had a beautiful break of structure. We climbed, and then we came back to our zone. The candle before the candle I got in was very, very bearish. So I was like, does it want to come down? But I was like, you know what? I'm going to stick to what I know. The trend is up. The trend is up. Okay? We're looking for buys. If y'all are selling, that's on y'all. I'm going to follow what I know. We broke structure. We came down to our zone. We had a bearish candle. I'm getting in the trade. And this was a trade that I would hold for a 1 to 2 because I wouldn't have wanted to be in the trade after this or a little bit before this. This trade went on and it hit a 1 to 4, bro, or more. Like, this was some serious shit. It hit almost a 1 to 5 before coming back to my area. Oh, it did hit a 1 to 5. It went up here. Yeah, but that's soon to come. This whole holding trades for higher than 1 to 1s at this point, I feel like that's soon to come. Right now, in the beginning of these next 30 days, my goal is really just to execute flawlessly. I'm not worried about the money. I'm not thinking about, hey, let me try to squeeze in a little bit more profits. Da, da, da. But this is good to see that the things that I do back test, that they actually like hold true. Because I on a normal day would have wanted to hold this for a 1 to 2, but yeah, I'm just trying to get back in the motion of taking good trades and getting my confidence back up there. So 1 to 1s it is. And so that's what I did. I took a 1 to 1 on this trade. I felt very, very confident about it. No fear. Boom. That's how you're supposed to feel. That's how you're supposed to feel when you're trading. That's a sign that you're doing everything right. Anyways, oh, I took another trade this day? No. The 14th? Is that accurate? No. Wait a second. Did I take this on both? Hold on. Let's look real quick. The 14th. The 14th? Maybe. The 14th? No. I only took this on one account. I didn't take this on the other one. Did I? Oh, I did. I didn't document it though. I guess this was the same 950. I guess this was the same thing. I don't even remember. I don't even remember that. But yeah. So yeah, we got in on both accounts, I guess, for this one. Sometimes when I'm feeling very like oh, sometimes when I'm feeling pretty confident about a trade, I would get in on both accounts. So yeah. So anyways, moving along. Um, the next trade that we took, this was on the 15th. Now, this was also in the evening time, during the night session, Asian session, you guys call it. And let's go full screen. So I was shorting. Obviously, we can see that we were in a downtrend. So I am going to follow suit and, you know, look for shorts as well. Um, hmm. One thing that I like to do, I don't know if I'm like, yeah, I don't know if anyone else does this. Let me know in the comments, guys. But what I like to do is I literally sit there and draw out all of the possible supply and demand zones I could find, right? And this is on gold. But yeah. So gold overall to me, I was seeing a downtrend. So I was like, okay, boom. We're gonna find an area that is high probability and that um you know that we want to shorten. So I saw this going down at this nighttime. However, now in hindsight, it's like, what the fuck was I doing? I'm sorry. Please, sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. What the what the heck was I doing? Why? I don't understand why I would even want to get into a trade here. This is what I mean. Like, I don't know. Maybe I can't even I'm trying to look back and see if I even understand why, but I don't. I don't understand because I don't understand. I'm sorry. I genuinely don't understand. Why would you want to get in short here when we have this zone? I guess maybe what I was thinking was, okay, well, this candle, this is what I like to do. This candle, we can, this candle just broke the zone and then we came back up. So maybe we can get into a trade and then hold it at least till before there. That's what the logic is. But I don't feel like that's like very and this zone would have been gone because we saw that something broke it. But like I don't think this is very flawless trading. Anyways, let's see what the setup was. So we can see our downtrend. Da 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 da. We're breaking structure. We're breaking we're breaking structure. We're breaking structure to the downside. And so I guess what happened was I saw a setup here and was like, hey, I don't mind maybe holding this until we come back into this area or something. I just don't feel like this is high probability though. Like I just don't not high probability. I don't feel like this is flawless because this is like you could see how this could be messy, right? I'm not the only one. So I guess what I was thinking was, okay, well like I could short and then put the stop loss here, but no, this doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm trying to see how it makes sense, but it doesn't. I don't know what I was seeing in that moment, but it just doesn't make sense. And this was a stupid trade. Boom. Period. Point blank. Period. Okay. um. So moving on, I think the next time was day 4. This is day 4 that we decided we were gonna take a trade on gold again, because gold sometimes be iffy. Gold sometimes be doing what you needed to do, and sometimes it doesn't. So yeah, so let's take a look at what we were doing. We were shorting on gold. I'm gonna take a look at the 1 hour just so you can see like the reason why I was shorting. Why does that look like that? The reason the reason why I was shorting is because overall we were in a downtrend. And when we're in a downtrend, what do we do, guys? We short. We follow the trend because that is the only way that my strategy works is by following the trend. And so on this beautiful day, I saw we had broken structure on the 1 hour. This was around 9 a.m. that we broke. Not broke. It was around 9 a.m. that we were all the way down here and we had broke this level, which obviously we love to see that price wants to continue going in our direction. These are good signs. So let's see what the setup was here. We were short in. Okay, this looks beautiful to me. This looks very beautiful. This is what I love to see. I love to see when the market is like making lower lows and breaking structures. Like this stuff here is so sexy to me. All right. Okay. So let's look and see what was going on. I think I remember this trade actually. This was like this. And then, oh, I remember this. Oh, I remember this. So here's what I did. I went short. Um, around here, right? I put my stop loss right here. I think at the top of this candle somewhere. And I think what I did was go for a one-to-one here. And dude, when I tell you we literally hit a one-to-one and like snatched all the way back up, I honestly think I honestly think that this, well, it was a bearish candle. That's why I was like, okay, well, I could see this working. Okay, am I wrong? But yeah, normally I would want to hold it for like at least until a little bit before this. So normally I probably would have gone for like a 1.6. But anyways, the goal is to follow our system and just execute flawlessly. And so we're holding for one-to-ones right now. We need to build that confidence muscle back up. But yeah, this was a good trade. Also think if we would have came back in on this candle, then you could have held it for a little bit longer. We ended up hitting one to freaking threes here. But anyways, 'cause it was just a more stronger candle, you know. This was bullish, but it's like it was obviously like a little bit of a fight. Yeah. But nonetheless, really, really good trade. So now we're moving on to, oh, this was in the same day. Oh, forgive me for my surprise, but I don't have this written down in my journal for some reason. This is so strange. This is so strange. I don't have this trade written down in my journal, but obviously we took it and we lost. This was right after winning a trade, and you know what they say when you win a trade, your next trade is actually that more dangerous because of confidence. So let's see what we were thinking. I'm gonna zoom out to our 1 hour, show you guys what's going on. And as we can see, we're in a downtrend, baby. So we're following suit, we're following everybody. Let's see if we can figure out where I went wrong here. Where did we go wrong? Hmm? Because if I'm to draw out these levels, we wouldn't have traded over here because this would have been our demand zone. And then this, bro, what the heck? Okay, forgive me because sometimes I do like to short inside of a supply zone, only if we've been in there already. So let me see what's going on. We're gonna zoom in. So let's see what this was. What exactly were we thinking here? Um, okay, boom, we're breaking structures, we're breaking structures, we're breaking structures. Boom, boom, boom. We got into this trade over here. Oh, I remember this. Oh my God. I remember this. And this trade pissed me off. This trade pissed me off so bad, y'all. Because yeah, I think it was the confidence from the trade before. And I was like, yeah, like, what up? This trade. It wasn't that it was a bad trade. Maybe, okay. At the time, I was thinking it was a bad trade because I was like, well, I was looking for a zone. Obviously, we're trying to find a zone. We're shorting. We're trying to look for a supply zone on our 5 minute. And this was the zone. This candle here, this red candle along with this red candle. My entry was on this red candle. When we came back up, tapped the zone and closed bearish. Pero I'm starting to realize now, which is a good thing. It's good to have losses because you can see, you can figure out the reason why you took the loss, figure out the reason why you took the wins. Boom, boom, boom. But yeah, so I'm starting to feel like I don't want to take trades where my zone is built off of shaky and like insecure candles because she wasn't sure. She wasn't really sure. She was looking more like a how do you call it? Like a rocket, like she wants to go in the air. Like these candles is like kind of iffy. And it was very small too. Maybe if it was one like this, that would have been better. But like this was very small too. So yeah. I don't think I should have taken that. I think that I should have probably been like, wait a minute. Are you sure? So anyways, I ended up entering this trade and yeah, as soon as I got in, boom, I got stopped out. And then as soon as it came back to the zone, it decided to crawl and make its way down for freaking 1,000. Like 1 to 1,000, dude. 1 to 1,000. Yeah. I have no words. I have nothing to say. Nothing to say about this. I just don't think that was a good trade. And I risked a lot of money on it too. Anyways. Anyways. So our next trade that I take is the 17th. And this is day thi- Oh, I did document it. That's what I did. Okay, yes. No, 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 no. I did document that trade. Sorry, let's go back. I did document this trade. What happened was I said I put it in a different bracket, that's why. But yeah, I said this zone was created from a large black candle plus one candle that wasn't super bearish. This could have been the reason for the trade, the reason why the trade didn't go the way I would have liked it to. And then I also wrote the trade right after a win is the most dangerous because confidence takes over. A winning trade releases a rush of brain chemicals called dopamine, which makes you feel invincible. This causes you to ignore your rules, take much larger risks, and trade where there are no true setups. Boom. It's really ridiculous. Anyways, um I also want to tell you guys, okay, so look real quick. This is where I'm taking all of my notes. I literally have a whole entire journal for every trade that I get into. Just a little quick, show you guys what I'm doing. A little journal for every trade that I get into, put the future contract, was it gold, was it NQ cuz I only really trade two. The time of the trade, how do I rate the trade? I rated this a B. I think I rated this a B only because it ended up going for like a 1 to 10. Um, what was the trade direction? Where are the EMAs? Did I trade flawlessly? I am going to change this to a C. That B, no. Anyways, so yeah, I wanted to show you guys that I saw another setup this evening, and yeah, I was in this trade actually. That's where this little miniature loss came from. This was fees. Anyways, let's go back real quick. I was in this trade and then I got in here, I was looking to hold for a 1 to 1. Anyways, I was inside of this trade and I was simultaneously on the phone with my man. Don't even read that, guys. I was on the phone with my man and he was telling me because it was taking quite a while. I was waiting patiently. I was like, you know what? Stop loss TP. And I was waiting patiently, but the trade, it I ended up moving my stop loss literally to like break even, which was a little bit lower than this entry here. And this candle came up and wicked me out. So I ended up not making any money on this trade. But it's the thought that counts. Like we did a good job after a loss. We did a good job. So yeah. All right. Yeah. Back to our thing. We have one last trade to go over, and this is the last trade of the week. Oops. One last trade to go over. This is on Friday, July 17th. So I traded 2 times, guys. Let's go over it real quick. First trade was a win. This was 9 a.m. I was literally at work taking this trade. I felt so like good because I was like, yeah, I can work and trade at the same time. Okay, period. So terrible. It's so terrible. Anyways, so okay, yeah, I remember this. My initial thought was, boom, we're gonna be shorting on M and Q today. We see that the trend is down, and so what does that mean, friends? We short. Boom. So we see the trend was down. I was like, okay, if we can no, I don't even think I said that at this point. Normally I'm like, I don't mind taking a little bit of a short, once we break, and then hold that break. But for this one, I didn't. I was just like, I see what we're doing, and it was pre-market too. This was right before the market had opened, I remember. So yeah, so here's what I did. I saw this zone. The zone was clean, crystal clear. We were breaking structure nicely, sexily, and we tapped the zone. We had tapped the zone, and your girl got in shorts. Oh, where's my thing? Why is it so far up there? Put my stop loss right over here. And I went for a 1-to-1 on this trade. I think I literally only took a 1-to-1. And what's crazy is as soon as I did, no, actually I lie. Yeah, I took like a little more than a 1-to-1 here. I remember that. But as soon as I did, we ended up shooting up so high and I was like, "What? It's a good thing I came out." Yeah, and then it just completely penetrated the zone just to go all the way down. But this was once the market opened. So, yeah, this was a pre-market trade. I took a short. Da 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 da. Da. I think it was a good trade. Next, the next trade that I took, this was at 11 the same day, 11 a.m. And this was also a short on M&Q. However, I only after the fact now believe that this may not have been the smartest trade. Let's look at the 1 hour really quick with me. Because so here's what I was seeing, right? Here's what I was seeing. I was seeing, hey, okay, on our 1 hour we managed to break structure. That's good. Now there was a demand zone here. I had drew this out like literally that same morning. There was a demand zone here. So obviously I was expecting it to bounce, but I was also like thinking that shorts were just so strong. We've been, falling for quite a while. I was just assuming again that word. So I was assuming that, we broke this structure and we came down here that we would continue to go up. It doesn't matter, especially because this 1 hour candle was created. Especially because I saw that we was really rejecting the top too. Like, okay, we didn't want to be with buyers. Like the sellers are actually very strong. So I thought. The candle still closed green, guys. Anyways. So I was at the time thinking that the sellers were just so strong that we were going to end up falling. And here's what I ended up doing, bro. The first sign of us coming down, ugh, and this is so terrible to think because literally, like us literally doing this little pop breaks the whole trend that had been here. So it's like, why would you, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Like, why? This is perfectly going down. And then, okay, hindsight, I was working in trading, and this is why I don't like to work in trade. Anyways, so here's what I saw. I'm gonna bring you guys into my head real quick. I saw this, us try to go up, and then I saw, we broke structure. This was like a minor break of structure. Um, I saw this minor break of structure. We created this zone, came down, and then we came back up, touched it. So my beautiful self decided we're gonna get in on this candle here because we rejected quite nice. I think we're gonna continue going back down. I wouldn't mind just going for a small little itsy bitsy 1-to-1 here, but I definitely think it's gonna continue going back down. That's what the thought was at the time. I was trading from my phone. I was at work. I think if I was home, I definitely wouldn't have taken this because that just is like it don't really make sense, like looking at it for real. It's like doesn't really. I would wait to see, like, well, let me wait to see what's gonna happen, and then I can make a decision. But like, I'm not gonna. Anyways, So yeah, we took that short and we ended up getting stopped out. It trickled a little bit, like it was unsure. Does it want to go up? Does it want to go down? Does it want to go up? Does it want to go down? And I was like, okay, well, I'm actually genuinely was in the trades thinking I'm not really sure anymore about this. Should I just get out? And then my brain chooses to remind me at the most convenient times when you're in a trade, it's stop loss or TP, Sinead. Don't exit a trade early. Anyway, um, thank you guys for sitting with me and watching my trades and, watching this whole video. Thank you guys so much. Love y'all. Bye. See you next time.